do I need to use this?
No.
Is that all right? I think it's about the same with or without it. You tell me if you can't hear me. I just want to thank the neighborhood board for allowing me to come and talk story with you for a few minutes. I'm going to be running off to another event, but it's always important. You know, for me, this is coming home. I used to serve on the Kaimuki Neighborhood Board. Just lived up the hill over here. My wife, Donna Tanoi's family had the Tanoi Simon stand right over here. She used to go to the library here, well, the old one right over there. This is our old stomping grounds, and it's where we started our family when we got married. I now live in Manoa, but I always will have a special place here in Kaimuki. I'm running for mayor because I believe this election for mayor is a demarcation. Every politician will say this is the most important election ever. I'm not saying that, but I am saying it is an election about how we move forward as a city. Whether we look forward to dreams and dreaming a bigger dream for a better place or looking backwards. It's whether we say yes to things and do better or say no to things and look backwards. It's whether we fight us versus them, rail versus bus, or we say let's find the common ground and then let's work really hard for the common solution. I'm about the common ground, working for the common solution. We've seen in Washington, D.C., fights between Republicans and Democrats. Both want to be right. It's about being right, and nothing gets done. I'm not going to fight about who's right and who's wrong. I want to say, let's talk about how can we move this city forward. We've been a state for over 50 years now. We've grown a certain way. I want to grow differently. And for me, that means putting in place infrastructure that allows us to be a little more concentrated in our development in the urban core, so that we can make ourselves a little bit more of a city that we really are, so that we can keep the country more country. Otherwise, we just grow like we've grown. And when I was a little kid born at Waipahu, there was sugar cane all the way from my house into Kalihi. The whole way. I don't want to see the open space from Mililani to Haleiwa filled with housing in the next 50 years. I won't be here in the next 50 years. But I want to set a new direction. So what does that mean? It means a massive sewer rebuilding under our consent decree, which we have started. It means rebuilding our water system. Both sewer and water capacity is not there for more concentrated growth in the urban core. I want that capacity so that we can live better here. It's about safety, health and safety. And yes, I support rail. We need to do something different. We can't afford to build more roads and highways that just invite more cars and gas and oil burning. We've done that for 50 years. We've added more cars, well, we built more roads, added more cars, and added more buses. Has it solved our traffic problem? Has it made congestion less? No. Rail is about a smaller footprint. 26 feet wide. Yes, 30 feet in the air. The perfect system should be underground. For $20 billion, we can have it underground. We're building a system we can afford. And it is paid for. Despite what you hear, $5.16 billion to build. $1.55 billion from the federal government. The FTA has given over $100 million already. Barack Obama has it in his budget at $250 million, and the House has $100 million in its budget. And I know Dan Inouye will find the other $150 million. He has for the past 50 years. He will deliver. The rest is being paid by an excise tax, $3.4 billion worth. Anyone want to hazard a guess how much the tourists pay of that? 1/3. 1/3, because it's our biggest industry. That means we guys, us guys who pay taxes on this island, pay for 48%. The rest is paid by the federal government, of which, yes, we pay taxes into that, and by tourists from somewhere else. That's a pretty good deal. The end of this project, it's paid for. There's no 30-year mortgage like when you buy a house. There's no ongoing debt. The tax expires at the end of December of 2022. And it's paid for. We do have operation and maintenance issues. You can ask about that. But here are the facts. In 2025, an all-bus system will take about 20% of the city's budget to run. By 2025, a combined rail bus system integrated with each other, which is what I support, is about 17% of our budget. And the reason is simple. 70% of the bus budget are labor costs. 525 buses, driver for each bus, need another driver because they go more than 8 hours a day. That's a lot of people to pay. Our rail system, driverless, 80 cars, no drivers. 300 employees total. Labor costs less. More efficient to operate. So this is why I'm passionate about it. Sewer, water, rail in the urban core. And this guy over here, off-grade bike paths. I'd fight for an off-grade bike path under the rail system so you can ride the whole spine of the urban core. And then bring bike paths off-grade down from Manoa, Nu'uanu Valley, Kalihi, as a beginning to create a grid of off-grade bike paths so we ride like we do in Europe and Asia. We have the perfect weather. We can live better in our city. We can love our city more. And then we can move forward into the next generation. So I want to thank you. I'm here to earn your support and vote. And I'm open to any all questions. If there are questions, I don't want to cut in front of everyone else, but I think I've talked way too long.
Thank you, Mr. Caldwell. We're having people say questions for the day, so.
Okay.